Hey, what's up, guys? Here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to my YouTube show I have for you guys today here on the Fire Sports Pod. So let's get rolling. We got a pretty packed show here. We only got 3 segments, but man, they're gonna be a lot. We're gonna be saying a lot about them. So first up, we're gonna be going over how the Cowboys' remaining schedule looks for them, and it doesn't look pretty. They're going against some big, formidable opponents in the next 7 to 8 weeks or so. I would say between 6 and 8 weeks we'll be hitting some really good opponents. So we'll see how that goes, and also how Cowboys fans should feel and how I feel after the loss in a good way. Even though you never like when you lose, but maybe this was actually a good loss instead of a bad loss. Now there's no moral victories in the NFL and in football or really any sports, but for that to be said, I will touch on why I think this is a good thing and it will be a good thing for us down the road. We'll catch you to that. That's our first segment. Our second segment, we wouldn't be going over the Lakers. Now we are 3-4. We just lost last night, 2 nights ago. 108 to 107 against Miami. Anthony Davis left with a hip injury, and that's not good. Only 7 games in, he's already hurt. He should be good to go tonight at 8 o'clock as we verse the Houston Rockets at the Rockets. But we'll get more to what Dylan Brooks is saying about LeBron again and some more stuff on that. But we're going to be going over why the Lakers are using a lot of LeBron, and now instead of having a minute restriction, he's playing over 34 or 32 minutes, having over 30 points a game, and we still can't get the job done. Now, we're going to be going over what our stats are looking for each player, how the efficiency is going, and then some injuries that we've had. We are supposed to get Rui Hachimura back tonight. He's supposed to be playing. He's been out for a couple games due to an eye injury. And then our last segment here on our YouTube show, we're going to be going over this Sunday's NFL schedule. We're going to be going over some games. Who are my picks to win these games and the spreads, and we're going to get some betting odds and stuff like that going with you guys. And then moving on from that, right after this, we'll be going on to our audio show where we'll be on our Apple Podcast and Spotify. We'll be talking about some college football and some other stuff we haven't get to. So that's going to be a surprise, but definitely going to be talking about some college football and college basketball starting up too as well. So we'll get you to that right there and then, but let's get to the YouTube show first. So first up, I'm going to be showing you guys going over the remaining schedule for the Cowboys. So let me exit this out. Let me present. Let me share my screen with you guys, and we're going to be going over the Cowboys' remaining schedule. So here we go. So you guys see this? We're going over the Cowboys' schedule. So let's rock and roll with this. So first up, I'm just gonna go over how the Cowboys have done so far. So Sunday, the first game of the season, we beat the brakes off the Giants 40-0. Sunday, the following week against the Jets, we beat them 30-10. Then we lost to Arizona, which was a big shocker, 28-16. We did lose Trayvon Diggs that Friday before the game, that Friday practice before that Sunday game. Then we came back from losing to Arizona, beating New England 38-3. Then we came off of that, losing the 49ers 42-10. Then coming off of that, we went into the Chargers and we beat them 20-17. And then off a bye week, we beat the Rams 43-20. And that made us 5-2 entering the Eagles game this weekend, where we eventually lost 28-23. And we are now 5-3 going against this weekend versus the New York Giants at Dallas at 4:25 on Fox. So first up, we're going to be going over how this Philly game went. Now, if you look at how Prescott played, he played phenomenal. He had 300. Let's see how much he had. So he had. So hold up. So passing for him against the Eagles, he went 29 of 44, 374 yards, 66 completion percentage, 8.5 yards a throw, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Longest throw was 40. They get sacked 5 times. A QBR of 72.5. That's right, 115. So not bad. Really good actually. And this is against the Eagles defense. He put up 23 points. And if we look back on that, if it wasn't for him stepping out of bounds late in the game, we would have won. We would have basically were able to tie that game and send it to overtime. Now we still had a chance. We went all the way down the field, and we really cut this lead into. We were down 28. We were down 11 points. Pretty much 12 points going into the fourth quarter. We came out of nowhere. We scored a touchdown, made it. We were supposed to make it. No, it was 28-17, I would say. We were supposed to make it a 4-point game, but we went for 2 because to cut it to 3. Dak Prescott has a great play going into the touchdown. It looked like a 2-point conversion. Perfect. His foot just steps out of line. I mean, a couple feet away from the end zone, and we don't get the 2. So no doubt. We stop them. We go for it. We don't get it. We stop them again. So our defense had 3 straight possessions in that fourth quarter against the Eagles where they did not move the ball and they did not get 1 first down. We stopped them. We almost had a fumble at the end with the last drive with them. Micah Parsons, they fumbled. DeAndre Swift and A.J. Brown ran into each other. They fumbled the ball, and it was hilarious because they just dropped it, and Micah had it right there. But if it wasn't for DeAndre Swift kicking the football away by accident, we would have had the ball inside the 20-yard line with like 40-something seconds left, or like a minute something left. And that would have we would have won the game right there. Without a doubt. Hands down. We still had a timeout. We would have definitely won the game. Now, moving from that, there's no excuses. We still had the ball with 40 seconds, no timeouts. Drove all the way down the field to the 6-yard line of the Eagles. Pre-snap penalty, 5 yards back. Then take a sack. Now it's 21 yards. And then we have to go the length of the field in 5 seconds. We needed 26 yards for a 27 yards for a touchdown. We got 23. We were 4 yards short of the end zone where CeeDee Lamb caught it. And we lost the game 28-23. But the way Dak played in this big game was promising. He came out the gates firing. First possession was horrible. After that, there was not a bad possession. Other than that third quarter, we really didn't score. There was a lot of time eating off the clock from Philly and whatever. They were trying to preserve the win. They didn't want to punch us in the mouth. They didn't want to try to go for extra things and all that. And we came back, and they almost gave us the game. But almost is almost. We didn't get the game. We didn't get the win. But the reason why Cowboy fans and most Cowboy fans and me should be actually liking the way we played was really, even though our defense gave up 28 points, 3 straight possessions where we stopped the Eagles and their high-powering offense with Jalen Hurts, which last year was an MVP candidate with Patrick Mahomes. He didn't do nothing. He barely did anything in the game. He went over 215 yards or so with 2 touchdowns. That's actually not bad for that type of guy. We didn't really get beat big time in the run against him. We played a pretty good game. And I mean, Pollard only had 51 yards rushing, but CeeDee Lamb had 191. Like, look at that. Dak had 374 from the field. He in a great completion percentage, no picks, no fumbles. This is what I'm talking about. Now, against the Giants, we're going to play some really good, formidable opponents. Now, going back to the schedule-wise, before we get to the schedule, guys, I want to talk a little bit more about the Eagles game. So now we also have to take into account that big games, Dak showed up big time. But when we needed him the most, he needed to score that 2-point conversion. He didn't get it. When we needed him the most, there was no need for a pre-snap penalty like that. As the offensive guru, as the quarterback, you got to be able to settle your people down. But at the same time, that's not his fault. But really what it was his fault was the only bad thing about that game was him stepping out of bounds. And yes, if he's not as fast as he once was, before that ankle injury, he was able to run a lot faster. And I saw the edge. All he had to do is just run straight. He would have got bumped, but he would have got the touchdown. He tried to go outside and just to put the ball over the end zone, and then he kind of messed up because he stepped out of bounds instead of just reaching over and just going straight in and taking that angle in. He tried to take it outside and just reach over, and that's when he stepped out. That was the only bad thing. But in big games like that, you need your quarterback to make those type of plays, and he didn't. So hopefully. But this is a good recipe for success, I believe. So now let's move on from the Eagles game. We lost. It is what it is. I want to see the Eagles again. We will see them in the next couple of weeks. But let's move on to a little bit more of the schedule. So I'm going to scroll down here, and we're going to go into really going into the schedule from now. So let's go into the schedule. And now first up, the Giants this weekend. Now, everyone, we have a 16.5 point spread against the Giants. I think we're going to absolutely demolish the Giants. And they're starting DeVito, their third string quarterback. Daniel Jones is out for the season with a torn ACL. Jonathan Taylor. Tyrod Taylor is not coming back for a little bit with a rib injury. So they're starting DeVito against my Cowboys defense, where we're going to have a field day against this guy. They got killed against the Raiders, and the Raiders aren't even that good, and they started a rookie quarterback in for Jimmy G. So I think we're going to absolutely demolish them. Then we have at Carolina the following Sunday on November 19th. That should be another big-time win. We should kill that team. Then we have the feisty Washington. They're a division rival. They're going to be a formidable opponent. They are a scrappy team. But they lost Sweat and they lost Chase Young. They're two best defensive edge rushers, defensive linemen. So we should be able to kill them. So right there, we go from 5-3. There's a win with New York. There's a win with Carolina. There's a win with Washington. So we're 8-3 going into Seattle at home on Thursday Night Football, November 30th. So we play Washington on Thanksgiving on the 23rd on that Thursday. And then the following Thursday, we play home against Seattle, November 30th. We have a 7-day window. Not a big fan of that, but we're versing Seattle. They're a good, scrappy team. But I got the win there. Now, I am a Cowboys fan, but I'm going to be realistic. So we're 9-3 beating Seattle, going against Philadelphia. Now, I'm just letting you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, whoever's a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you're at Dallas on December 10th on Sunday Night Football. You guys are not going to be ready for us. We are coming for the Eagles at home. We're going to split. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be another great game like it was in Philadelphia, but I think Dallas Cowboys are taking the win against Philly at home, and we're going to split the series. So in that facet, we will become 10-3. So we're on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game winning streak. Then we're at Buffalo, and this is where I'm going to say we're 10-3. We take the L against Buffalo. So I got 10-4. Then we follow that up with taking the win at Miami. We're 11-4. And I think we have a close one against Detroit, and we could either toss up. So the last 4 games, we beat Washington. So that's an automatic dub. I don't we don't lose that game. But we have Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit. Those games are going to be the ones. Philly, I think we got. The big games are Seattle, Eagles, Buffalo, Miami, Detroit. We got 5 games in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the next 9 games, out of those 9, we have 5 games that are against formidable opponents that are probably going to be in the playoffs, or at least fighting for a playoff spot. Washington's not going to be in it. Carolina's going to be in it. Giants are not going to be in it. So we should absolutely flood both teams. So out of those 9 games, 4 of those games, we're winning without a doubt. Now, the 5 that we have a little iffy are Seattle, which I think will take the win. I got Philly with the win. Now, Miami and Buffalo, we could easily lose those both games and then beat Detroit and Washington. Which, to be honest, we're not going to see Buffalo or Miami until the Super Bowl. So I really don't care what happens in those games because they don't matter to me. But if Philly drops some games late and we need those wins, we got to come to play. And I think we can beat Buffalo. The problem is Miami without Trayvon Diggs, that are lockdown cornerback with Gilmore on the other side. Tyreek Hill is going to be hard to guard, which I think will slip up against them. But I think we beat New York, we beat Carolina, we beat Washington, we beat Seattle, we beat Philly. We beat Buffalo, and I think we lose against Miami. And then I take we win against Detroit in a close one, but we could lose that game. And then we beat Washington. So we'll finish the same record as we finished last year, either 12-4 or 11-5. 13-4 or 12-5. I think that's the best how we're going to do it. I think that's how it's going to roll. I think we're either going to be 12-5. I think we're going to be either 12-5 or we're going to be 13-4. I don't care which one it is. If we drop those 2 games late, it is what it is. But I would love to be 13-4. But Philly has 1 loss. That means in the next 9 weeks, they got to lose in the next 9 to 8 weeks, they got to lose at least 3 games. And we got to win out of the 9 games, we got to win every game except for 1 if we want to go 13-4. Now, I think if we're going to be non-biased, I think we're going to at least lose 2 out of the next 9 games that we got. I think that's fair. If you look at the schedule, I think that's fair. But we could easily lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can lose all 5 of those games, and then we're screwed because we're 3. That's 8. That makes no sense. We're not making the playoffs. But our Cowboys are my Cowboys are too good on defense, and our offense is clicking with all cylinders right now. And I think rolling off the Giants game, the Carolina game, and the Washington game, going against Seattle, and then Philly, then Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit, we're gonna be on a good roll. And I'll take out of those 5, losing 2 and then beating Washington at the end. I'll take that all day, and we finish 12-5. I'll love it. I will love it. And we in 9 weeks we go 7-2. That's a great record to end the season against our schedule at the end. I think that's fantastic. But other than that, guys, that we're gonna move on from the Cowboys situation. We got a Giant game this weekend. I can't wait to see that. We're gonna put up 50 against them. Now let's move on to our second segment. We're gonna be going over the Lakers. So let me stop sharing my screen here. And let us go into the Lakers. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to go into the Lakers. So I'm sharing it here. And let me put this here. Hold up, guys. All right. So first up. So we're going to go over the Lakers. So right now we're going to be going over their start of the season. They lose close one to Denver, 119-107. We beat Phoenix 100-95. We lose to Sacramento in overtime by 5, 132-127. We beat Orlando 106-103. We beat the Clippers 130-125 in overtime. And then we've lost 2 straight, 120-101 against Orlando, which was terrible. And then we lose a late one in Miami, 108-107. Cam Reddish had a wide open 3 in the corner, off of LeBron James for the win, and they missed it. Tonight we play at Houston at 8 p.m. Eastern time. Dylan Brooks is already talking his crap already with LeBron, saying that I'm ready for him. He's one of the best 3-point shooters percentage-wise in the league right now, and he's playing really good with Houston. LeBron commented back with saying he's ready. He's ready. Dylan Brooks said he's ready for LeBron. I can't wait to guard him. And then LeBron came with he did deserve that contract that he got from the Rockets. So we'll see what happens. I think LeBron James is going to say, forget you, dude. I'm just going to go and show you that I'm still him in the league right now. And I think he's going to have a field day. But that's not really what I'm worried about. What I'm worried about is not our schedule. It's not our whatever. We're going to have some schedule problems and whatever. What I'm really worried about is just the way the Lakers are using LeBron. Now, I'm all for using LeBron because I think it matters more than anybody. The problem is this. Look, I'm going to show you guys the stats right here. If you look at the stats, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James has played 7 games and 7 games played and 7 games. He is averaging 35.9 minutes a game. Anthony Davis is the only player that's averaging more minutes, and that's only by 1 minute in 36.9. So LeBron is averaging 35.9 minutes. He's averaging 25.3 points. I mean, I don't understand this. He's averaging 8 rebounds a game, 6 assists a game, 2 steals a game, 1 block a game. I mean, what the assist to turnover 1.4 ratio? I mean, how is this guy 38 taking the Lakers past everybody with averaging more points than anybody on the team in 25, more 1 minute behind the second most minutes played on the team, and he's the oldest guy there. Anthony Davis is 36.9 and LeBron is 35.9 minutes played. He's averaging, Anthony Davis, 23.9 points, 12 rebounds a game, 3 assists a game, 1 steal, and 3 blocks. I mean, there's nobody even close other than D'Angelo Russell with 35.1 minutes and 17.3 points a game. It's not even close to LeBron. And then Austin Reeves is 32.9 with 14 points. Taurean Prince, 30 points. He's only averaging 10 points. 30 minutes, he's only averaging 10 points. Christian Wood is averaging 24 minutes a game, and he's averaging 8.9 points. Then you have Rhea Hachimura, 14.7 minutes a game. He's only averaging 8. He's also missed a lot of time. Gabe Vincent, 28.3 minutes. He's only played 4 games this season, and he's averaging 6 points. Cam Reddish, 19.6 minutes. He's only averaging 4 points. Max Christie, 15.5 minutes. He's only averaging 3.8. He got, I don't understand. Jackson Hayes, 9.2 minutes a game, 1.5 points a game. What the flipping hell are we doing? We're having LeBron James that's 38 freaking years old. He's going the most minutes of the out of the whole team other than AD by 1 minute, and he's averaging more points than Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is 7 to 8 years younger than this dude. What the flipping hell is this? This is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. And yeah, they said that he was going to be on a minute restriction, but where's the minute restriction? He's averaging 35.9 minutes a game, almost 36 minutes a game. That's unbelievable. And Anthony Davis is averaging 36.9 as well. So they're both averaging 36 minutes and 37 minutes a game. And LeBron's averaging over 25 points a game. What the hell? This guy's supposed to be 38. He's supposed to be regressing. He's just even getting better. It's just ridiculous. He doesn't look like he's slowing down. He's going to play till he's 45, 42 at least. Another 4 more years. The way he's playing, he can get to 42. Without a doubt. He wants to play with his son, Bryce. That's what he's been hearing over the last couple of weeks. He wants to play with his younger son, Bryce, and his son, Bronny. He's going to be able to play till 42 without a doubt. That's a walk in the park for him. He stays healthy like he's been doing. He's going to be perfectly fine. I just think that's just asinine for you to be playing a 38-year-old. And I'm not complaining because I want him to play because I think we play much better with him. But the problem is him playing over about 36 minutes a game is ridiculous. We talk about minute restriction. Where's the minute restriction? Because there is no minute restriction. And if you look at the remaining 15 games or so, I'm just going to go over the remaining 15 games. Let me share my screen again because it came off. Remaining schedule, share. So if you look at the remaining 15 games or so, we'll go into that right now. You got Houston, you got Phoenix, you got Portland, you got Memphis, you got Sacramento, you got Portland again, Houston, Utah, Dallas, Cleveland, Philly, Detroit, Oklahoma City, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio. So right there in this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. In this between 18 to 20 game stretch, I got Houston them winning. I got taking them. I got Phoenix winning. I got Phoenix. I got Houston. I got us winning against Houston. I got Phoenix taking the win. I got Portland winning. I got us beating Portland. I got Memphis us beating Memphis. I got us beating Sacramento. I got us beating Portland. I got us beating Houston. I got us beating Utah. I got us losing to Dallas. I got us beating Cleveland. I got us losing to Philly. I got us beating Detroit. I got us beating Oklahoma City. I got us beating Houston. I got the Lakers beating Dallas. And I got the Lakers beating San Antonio. So in this thing, I got them losing 1, 2, 3. I got them losing about 4 games. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, in 16 games, I think they're going to go 13 and I think they're going to go 12-4. 13-3 at the best. That's my prediction for the next 16 games for the Lakers. Now, we could be totally wrong. It depends if old Anthony Davis comes back from his hip injury tonight and is healthy and is not limping all over the place and is like Glass Davis like always. Let's hope he's not, and let's hope he gets back to normal so we can go on this run here. But we need to get stuff consistently. We need to gel quicker. It's been already 7 games. I mean, we got to go on. We're much better than we were last year. Last year, we started like 0-10 or 1-11. So much better than last year. We're 3-4, so it's not bad. We're right in the thick of things, but we gotta keep rolling. But let's move on from the Lakers and let's roll into the NFL schedule for this week. So let me get to that. So let me stop sharing my screen and let's roll into that. And that'll be our last segment here on the Fire Sports Pod Show. Share my screen, and let's get into the schedule. All right, so let's get into this. I'm gonna drop this down. We got up to there. Got to Sunday Night Football. We'll show the Monday Night Football after. Okay, so first up, we got the Colts versus the Patriots at 9:30 a.m. in Germany. I'm going with the Colts. Oh wait, first up, we got Thursday Night Football tomorrow. I got Carolina taking down Chicago at 8:15. No, my bad. I'm going with Chicago home against Carolina. I got Chicago taking the win against Carolina. Then I got the Colts against the Patriots. I'm going with the Colts to take the win against the Patriots in Germany. Then we got Houston at Cincinnati. I think Houston's going to be a good matchup for Cincinnati, but I got Cincinnati winning the game at home. And then you got New Orleans against Minnesota. I'm taking New Orleans to get the win over Minnesota at Minnesota. Green Bay at Pittsburgh. I'm going with Pittsburgh beating Green Bay at home. Then you got Tennessee at Tampa Bay. I'm going with Levis and Tennessee to get the upset over Tampa Bay at Tampa. Then you got the 49ers at Jacksonville. I don't think the 49ers are as good as people say. Coming off the bye, I think Jacksonville will take the win home in Florida. Then Cleveland. Sorry about this picture. Then we got Cleveland at Baltimore. This is going to be a hell of a game, but I'm taking Baltimore with the win over Cleveland. Then you got Atlanta at Arizona. I'm taking Atlanta because they lost that close one to Minnesota last week, and I've got Atlanta taking the win at Arizona. Then you got Detroit at the Chargers. I'm gonna go with the Chargers taking the win at home. And then you got the New York Giants at my Dallas Cowboys. We all know who I'm going with. That's the Dallas Cowboys. They're taking the win over the Giants at home. Then you got Washington at Seattle. I'm going with Washington taking the win over Seattle because I need Seattle to drop in the standings, even though Washington's there too, but they're not as good as Seattle. And then at 8:20 on Sunday Night Football, you got the Jets at the Raiders. I'm going with the New York Jets. Now, before I stop sharing this, we're going to go into just going over Monday Night Football because that's that week coming up. So Monday Night Football we're going to go into. So just a second. All right, so Monday Night Football, we got Denver at Buffalo. This is an interesting matchup. Denver has a chance to beat Buffalo. They already beat Kansas City. I'm going to go with the upset at Buffalo. I think Denver takes the weight. That's a hard one. I don't know about that. Cincinnati did beat Buffalo. I'm going to go with Buffalo home. I think Denver's going to be a good, formidable opponent for Buffalo, but I think Buffalo squeaks out with a win at home on Monday Night Football. Then the teams that are on a bye, if you guys are Kansas City fans, Kansas City's on a bye, Rams are on a bye, Miami's on a bye, and the Eagles are on a bye. Other than that, guys, that is pretty much it. That will conclude my YouTube show here on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. Hope you guys enjoyed my YouTube show. We're going to be posting this. We're going to be recording this, and we're going to be posting this shortly. And then following this, we're going to be going over the Apple Podcast and Spotify audio show. So tune into that, guys. I'm going to be posting this just in a little bit. I know this is a little late. Got into a little late. I'm promise for you guys we're going to start. I'm going to change things up, guys. I think it's much easier. I think we're going to change things up. I'm going to be doing my YouTube show and my audio show on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. For now on Wednesdays, I will make an announcement on TikTok and also on the Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're going to be doing our big show on Wednesdays between the hours of 2 between the hours of 3 and 5. That's going to be the time slot that we're going to be doing our YouTube show between 3 and 5 o'clock, and that is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed my YouTube show. Just keep tuning in on Wednesdays between 3 and 5 o'clock. That's when we're going to be posting our show. Guys, hope you guys had a great rest. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll catch you guys next week on Wednesday. Peace out. Enjoy the games.